Hey guys, Sam here, and this video is going to be a little different because it's actually Mikey's birthday. It's November 9th. I don't know if you could see well, but it's November 9th, and it's his birthday. So I figured as a birthday gift, this will also be a video to show you guys his car, but he has a 1965 Chrysler Newport, and I'm gonna get it running back up on running and driving again because he with the car, the rear end ended up going, and ended up being parked because of the rear end going, and we ended up buying a whole new parts car just for the rear end, pretty much. The reason the rear end it went is because, well, when I was in high school, I was driving the car a lot and did a lot of burnouts because the car has a 383, and when you have a 383, you just can't help yourself but do burnouts. So I'm going to walk around the car and then do some work to it. So here's the car. It's a 1965 Chrysler Newport. It's it's looking rough now because it's sat for, you know, several years, and it has a tree, so a bunch of leaves and stuff has fallen. But it's a 383. Well, it has a 383. It is numbers matching. Everything's original with the engine. The parts car, we ended up getting the hood and this valance part for it. So that's why it's blue and not green. Here's the front end of the car. Here's the dash. It still needs, you know, some stuff like carpeting and interior, but it still closes solid. So I'll show you guys the engine now. Here's the engine. Again, it's a 383. It's factory, like it came with the car. I have to, well, I have to hook up the U-joint, the drive shaft, because when the rear end went, we replaced the drive shaft, and well, it never got put back in because we just kind of fell in and had stuff to do. So I put you on a tripod because I do have to do some stuff up here still too. I know it's a 2-barrel. I have to add, I don't know if you can see, but I have to add some studs to the carburetor because the back two are missing. What happened was every time I would have a car and I needed something, I kind of took it from this. And but so today what I'm planning on doing is getting it running and driving. So I bought a battery for it, I bought the terminals for it, I bought the studs for it. All I have to do is put that all together, and I think that's it for up here. I know it runs. I want to clear the tank. He does have a new tank for it. It's just I don't know, I won't have enough time to put the new tank in. So what I'm going to do is I bought one of these like pump things to siphon gas out. I'm going to siphon that gas out and then put the U-joint in. Well, put the drive shaft in. Put the battery in, get all this run. I'll probably get it running first before I do the drive shaft, just so I know it runs. So I guess the first thing I'll do is I'll go in the back and we'll siphon that gas, see if anything comes out. I'm gonna lower this because Mikey's still home. I have John going to bring him somewhere, so I could get this done. So when he comes back, it'll be a surprise. So Mikey, happy birthday. I love you, and I hope you enjoy the gift I got you, which is getting your car up and running. Alright, so I have this bowl here. This is what I was talking about. I got this thing. I don't know how it works or what it really, like, if it's good or not, but I'm going to go in this gas tank and I guess pump this some to see if anything comes out. I don't even know how to open this. Guessing I'm far enough. So now pump this, see if anything comes. I don't know if this is doing anything. Alright, so I'm guessing it's probably out of gas. I think. I don't know, I can't really tell. So I guess I'll move to the next step, which is going up front. So I'm going to take this hose off, just shove this in the line that goes from the tank, and then pump, see if anything comes out. So I got it off, so I'm going to put this line in the hose of to the tank and see if I can get anything. So I think it's out of gas because I went straight to the line and I still got nothing. So what I'll do is I'll put the studs in, put the battery in, and this part should be good. Like literally, like the car runs great, and so I'm gonna do all that stuff, and then I'll have to go under the car and do the drive shaft, and then the car is and I gotta hook up the brake lines in the back, because when we put the rear end in, we didn't hook up the lines because, well, I don't even know why, I just didn't do it. So I bought a thing of oil just in case. I bought brake fluid. I bought carb cleaner just to use to get it started, like to give a little spray to get it going, because it sat for about 5 years, and because it just things got in the way and it just sat and sat and sat. So that's why I want to get this done for his birthday. So I'm gonna get the battery, get the studs, and get that all done, and see if we could get it running. And then after we get it running, we'll get the drive shaft in and see if we could get it into gear. Alright, so I'm going to start with working on the carb. I got I got these carburetor studs here from AutoZone. I'm probably gonna just end up replacing all 4, even though that it only needs 2. And the reason why it needs 2 is when I was getting my Edsel running, I think I lost 2 of my studs because they came out as like all one, and I figured, hey, this car is sitting, and that's another reason why things got kind of held back, is because I would kind of take parts to get my car running, and now it's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Should have just put my stuff somewhere where I would find it, but I didn't do that. For these studs, it's pretty cool because on this they are just like, you don't have, there's this little, I don't know if you could see it well, but like you could use a wrench on it to tighten it, and on like original it's like kind of just like this, where there's nothing on top, it's just thread. So I'm gonna do the other 2 real quick, and then I'll be back once I get those done. So that took a bit longer than I expected. So I got all the studs in, so now I'm gonna put the battery in and hook up the terminals. I know this one's ground because the ground is like 400 feet long and it's to the engine. So I'm gonna grab the battery and plop it in real quick. Bam. One thing accomplished, or 2 things actually. But yeah, I bought just the Walmart tips that go with it. So I'm gonna hook these up real quick, you know, the old red and black, which is smart because both wires for the positive and the ground are both black. And so I'm gonna hook these up real quick, and then I'm gonna check the oil, check if there's antifreeze. So I'm gonna hook it up, give it a little cranky crank, and see if it'll turn over. I'm pretty sure it will. The car ran real good. Again, the only reason why we really parked it is because I kind of blew the rear end doing burnouts. And when I say burnouts, I mean I've done like in one day about 400 in this. So Mikey actually bought the parts car. He bought a 65 Chrysler New Yorker. The frame was shot in it, but he was able to get the hood, the vent there, the rear end, a lot of parts really for it. He bought, the guy he bought the car from was asking like $1,000 or so, and Mikey was like, well, I'll give you, I think like $500. And the guy goes, okay. And Mikey bought the parts car for $500, and so now, because his hood had dents in it, and his I don't know what that thing's called, like the thing where the wipers go. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on what it's called, but that was dent too, so he got to replace that. He has his skirts, just because we had to replace the rear end. We had to take it off. The moral of the story is I shouldn't do a lot of burnouts, and the reason why I was driving this car is Mikey has cerebral palsy, and this car it doesn't have the handicap like a accessible way to drive, and hopefully one day I could help get it to where he could drive it. It's just I have no clue where to go to get that stuff done. I have no clue where to look it up at. So if you guys have any ideas on where I could like find a company or find someone or do something to get it to where he could drive his car, because it's always been I would drive him in his car or my car. Like I'd always drive him, and he never got to drive it himself. So if you guys know of any companies that could that I could get a hold of and figure out something to make it where he could drive it, because he's owned the car for, I think he got the car when he was like 17 or 18. He's 28 now, like he just turned 28 today, and never driven his car. He's ridden in it but never drove it. So if you guys could help me out, because that would be something that would be a great gift, is for him to be able to drive his car instead of be driven around in it. So if you guys know anything, let me know. Or if you know, if anything, I'll try to make something work, but I don't know how that goes. Like I don't know if that would be smart if I make something like to make like rig up. So if you guys know anything, just let me know in the comments, because I want, like, he obviously, he's big into cars. Like if like when I'm working on a car, I always have him next to me, because he's well, he knows more than me. We're always together working on cars. We're always, you know, he you know, I always go to him for advice for cars, and you know, I just want him to be able to drive his own car. So if you guys could help out with that, like to find a company, just let me know. So I got the terminals on, so I'm gonna put them on now and then go in and crank it to see if it would crank. But first I'm gonna check the oil and see if there's any in. I did buy a quart just in case, but I'll just check it now to see where we're at. Alright, it's full, and it's actually, I don't know if you could tell, but it's actually not that bad. So it has oil. I'm gonna check if it has coolant. Pretty sure it does, but if not, like if it doesn't have a lot, I know I have coolant. There you go. I have coolant over there on the back porch. Yeah, he has coolant, and it's still green. It's actually really good. I'm gonna bring you guys over to. I don't know if you guys could see. Probably not. Uh-oh. Got the camera stuck a bit. Maybe I'll grab a light. He still got coolant. I don't know how to. Yeah, we have to disconnect his horn, because last time we connected it, his radio started smoking, and so there's a wire issue with that. But so I'm gonna go grab the keys, and I'll be back. I'll hook the battery up and I'll go crank it. Well, I went in the house looking for the keys, couldn't find them. Come to find out, they're in my pocket. So I got his keys. I'm gonna hook up the battery and Hopefully it cranks. And Mikey, he's actually the one that found my charger for sale. He saw it and poked myself. He saw it and he's like, hey Sam, there's, you know, a charger, blah 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 blah. Because him and my dad were actually, my dad at one time was looking at a 69 Charger, and that's kind of all of our dream cars because of the Dukes of Hazzard, and plus the 69 Charger is just a beautiful car. So my dad was actually looking at a 69 Charger, was getting ready to buy it, and then right when he was on the phone with the guy's wife, and she's like, oh, he's busy right now, he's outside, I'll wait until he comes back in. And right when the guy came back in, he sold the car. Then Mikey had a chance to get a 72 Charger for $500. It just needed brake work, and this thing was sweet. It would just sit at, it was at like the there's a apartment complex closer to my house that the car was just sitting at. Mikey got the money, he was getting ready to go get it, and as he was pulling in, a guy was flatbedding the truck or the Charger out. So then, you know, we were always looking for Chargers, and because, you know, why not? And he came across mine, and he goes, Sam, he goes, you need to get this. And then I went out, looked at the Charger, and I was like, yep, buying it, because I didn't need that situation that happened to them to happen to me. So now I can't wait to get that up and going. And speaking about the Charger, I do have some updates on it. I went in, I brought my trunk lid in, and because of the corona, the guy was closed down for a while. So closer to Christmas, we'll be going in to talk paint color and whatever body work needs done. So I know some were asking about that for updates, so there's the updates, and a lot of people were actually asking about the Newport too. So here's the Newport video. So I actually got the batteries hooked up now, so I'm gonna go in and get a little tap to see if it spins over, which I'm pretty sure it should. Yeah, it should. And I'm gonna crank it over. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get gas, put gas in it, and then I'm going to spray a little with the carb cleaner to get it running and see if it could stay running. So I accidentally grabbed the wrong keys. That's the issue with owning a lot of Mopar, and all the keys look alike. So now I got the right key, so now I'm gonna go in there and give it a little twisty-do. Alright, so it turns out over really well. So I got gas, so I'm gonna go put gas in it, and then when I come back, it'll be time to try to give it the old start, just to try to start it. That's what I'm getting in it. So I'm gonna go put gas in it and get ready to start it. Alright, so I put some gas in. I saved a little to put in the carb, because I'm just gonna dump a little in the carb before I use that carb cleaner. I feel like it's easier to start it with gasoline. Oof, geez. Alright, that's a little kiss of gas, and let's see if it'll start and stay running. So I found a different spring. I'm going to take this spring off to show you guys the difference between these springs. It's like a trampoline spring. There we go. Do this. I'm gonna think smart, not hard. I'm gonna take this bolt off to get this off, and hopefully, oh, it works. Okay, let's see. Oh, this one. Look at this spring. Look at this. Here's the spring I'm going to use. The right kind. Look at that. What the heck? Alright. Let's see. Is it good? I don't know. Nope. Nope. I don't. Well, I'm just gonna put it right here. What the? That's gonna. I don't know if it's supposed to go here or not. I don't know. Well, anywho. I'm going to try to start it now. Let me find the right key. What I'm going to do is take the line off by the carburetor and use this thingy to kind of prime it, I guess. But first, let's see. Alright guys, so the battery died, so I just replaced it. So now, let's try this again. So I took the fuel line, took it off, I primed it by wrapping my lips around it and sucking it until some fuel came out. That was gross. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and try to start it. it is. Nice and smooth. Alright, so now I'm going to crawl under and put the drive shaft in. And he actually has a new bumper. It's actually right here under these leaves. But I gotta check if I gotta. So I'm gonna have to pump up some tires before we could back up. But again, it's been sitting under this tree for like 5 years now, and as you see, it's a great running car. It's just that we didn't have the time to get it all put back together when we had the chance. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug in my air compressor, crawl underneath, hook up the drive shaft, and see if it goes in and out of gear. So after I do that, I'm going to get back with you guys, and hopefully Mikey enjoys this birthday gift.
Happy birthday, Mike! Sam decided that your big birthday gift was him getting the car running and driving. Drive shaft hook, everything.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mikey. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
And the drive shafts.
And yeah, of course he's been filming. Look. Look.
I'm not looking. I noticed.
Running and driving, buddy.
Alright, well guys, there's the video. I got it running and driving somewhere. I can't really drive it now because it's blocked, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and hope you guys enjoyed your cruise down the Lashman Road.
We love you, Mikey.
We love you.